Right, they're going to bounce the ball for the first quarter. The Tasman Marble Range clash. It's pretty scrambly. Kemp's got the free kick, but he has to go back for his kick over the mark. Ball's coming back to Damien Kemp. Handballs backwards. Mallee Park go forward. Lewis is in front and takes a good mark. Lewis takes the mark on the 50-yard mark and he gets a 50-metre penalty. Comes in, he kicks the ball. Looking for Milton. Milton fails to take it. Ball's in a scramble. It's picked up by Mallee Park. Picked up. Cleared. No, it's not cleared now. It's picked up by Casanova. Casanova handballs it across and it's knocked out a ball. No, you're all right. Goes into the Tasman forward lines. Mallee Park clear it out. And it's a good mark taken there by Davey. Davey goes under his left leg. He's pushed after he's kicked the ball, but also taken down on the 50-yard line by Lincoln Dudley. Lincoln Dudley goes for a short pass. So Tasmans at the present time. Easton goes down. It's picked up again. Kicked from the... And it's a 1-point kick. Lewis goes to kick in. Goes for a long one. Big lead and a good mark taken out there by Paul Casanova. Paul Casanova kicks it to a good lead by Steve Milton, who takes it in front of him. Plays on. It's parked down. And Miller, no, it's not knocked down in front. Handball, beautiful handball to number 22. There's a shocking kick from Bob Reynolds Rowe. And it's a free kick to Miller for Tasmans. Plays brought back. Miller takes the kick. He kicks it in. A good call by Milton, who takes the mark on the half-forward line. Turns around, he goes for a short pass and hits Lewis fair on the chest. And it was a good pass. Tony Lewis, now he goes back to settle. Goes in with his left leg kick, and it's a long kick going right into the teeth of the goals. It's put down on the ground, and it's kicked off the ground through for 1 point to Tasmans. Scores at this stage is 1 point each. Ball's kicked out by Mallee Park. Short pass, comes unstuck, hits the ground, picked up by Miller. Miller handballs across, where it's picked up and was picked up by Craig McLeod, but the ball was kicked out of bounds on the full and a kick to Mallee Park down by the Tasmans forward pocket. The kick from the kick-in coast and the free kick was paid. The mark was actually paid. The handball's on. Mallee Park comes through with a kick down to the centre of the ground. The ball hits the ground, bounces awkwardly. It's picked up by Montgomery. Misses kick, gets an airy. Ronnie Evans handballs out, goes through to the pack. Colwell's in there battling. And there'll be a ball up by the umpire. Umpire comes in to bounce the ball. Ball's bounced. Ruck glow up. It's taken by the Marble Range. Hit back by McLeod by Tasmans down to their half-forward line. There's a bit of a mix-up there. Ball's on the ground again. Knocked off forward by Mallee Park. It's picked up by McLeod, who's trying to go through the pack. Now it's picked up by Mallee Park. Handballed on. Goes for one bounce. Now he's been well chased by the Tasman players, but a kick to Lincoln Dudley on the half-forward line. Handballs on to Dudley. Tim Carpenter, I'm sorry it was. Carpenter kicks into the player. It's pushed out by the player. Montgomery gets the kick. Swings around on his right leg. Puts it down on the back flank. McLeod goes after the ball. McLeod's picked up. Beautiful turn by McLeod and a handball on to Evans. Ron Evans was too slow. He was nearly grabbed. He got the ball down right to Reynolds Rowe. Reynolds Rowe handballs back. Kicked off the ground again by Tasmans forward. And it was a free kick to Tasmans there. Now the player comes on. No, umpires are taking it back to the player. Go take the kick over the mark. Kick to be Nisbet's now got the ball, looking for leads. He passes the ball. It's a long kick, actually. Lewis has got bumped out of it. Two Tasmans run into one another. Kicked off the ground by Mallee Park. Mallee Park handballs on. Picked up, and Dickie Clements snaps a goal and kicks the first goal for Tasmans. Tasmans at this stage lead 1-1 to a point. Comes in the bounce, bounces the ball. It's hit by Reynolds Rowe. It's a big hit, hits the ground down. It's picked up by Milton, goes onto his left leg. He kicks it around on his left leg. There's not a lot of Tasmans there. Mallee Park comes straight through the ball and kicks it straight in. Will stopped by Miller. Now the ball's on the ground and will be a bounce up. Umpire comes in, throws the ball up in this case. It's Reynolds Rowe gets the hit, goes to Mallee Park. Mallee Park has Milton, doesn't quite make his ground, and the ball runs out of bounds. To be thrown in, approximately right at the centre of the ground. In the centre, it's grabbed by Reynolds Rowe from the throw-in. Handball straight to Mallee Park. Play picked up by Milton. It was called play on by the umpire. It's a tall one. Miller tried to mark, was knocked down onto the ground again. It's picked up by Tasmans. Tasmans still in there. It's picked up again by Lewis, who handball straight to Nisbet. Nisbet goes into a goal and has kicked Tasman's second goal. It's now 2-1 to a goal. I'm sorry, 2-1 to 1 point. Right, the umpire comes in to bounce the ball. It's a good bounce for umpire Eden. It's not contested by Tasmans. The ball hits on Reynolds Rowe, misses it. Picked up by Ned. No, it goes on down. Picked up again by Milton. He goes down to the forward flank. Lewis is after the ball. It's picked up by Dickie Clements, who goes to the ground. It's on the ground. The ball's picked up by Mallee Park. Handball across to Carpenter. Carpenter comes around. Kicks it down to the centre of the ground. It's not hurled there by Shane Dudley. It's down on the ground, it's handballed on, it's hit on hard by Lincoln Dudley to Joe Burgoyne, who kicks it off the ground, but goes straight down, hit by Easton, who gets hit hard, but a good handball out by Easton. It bounced wrong. Kenny Davey picks it up, has a go back at the square, but it bounces through for 1 point. Kick's taken out by Hamilton, who passes a short one to Sewell. Sewell takes his time. There's a long kick going down that bottom flank. The ball hits it, but it's knocked out of bounds by Michael Burgoyne. And will be thrown in down on the half-back flank for Tasmans. Ball's thrown in. Up they go. Reynolds Rowe tries to grab, hits it down on Nisbet. Nisbet handballs it out, but it runs out of bounds in front of Sewell. Another throw in at practically the same spot. Thrown in, go up. Once again, the hit's taken by Reynolds Road to Sewell. Sewell handballs it to nowhere, picked up by Mallee Park. Mallee Park swings it back, kicks it to centre half forward where it's taken by Ronnie Evans in the, at the centre half back position. Goes back for his kick, he kicks it on. Or hits the ground. Picked up by Joe Burgoyne. Joe Burgoyne pushes it, goes around onto his right leg. Kicks it, Bonner Hamilton drops it down. It's picked up by Montgomery. Montgomery with a right leg kick still down on that bottom flank side. Goes in, good attempt there by Mallee Park, who passes the ball in real well. Picked up, and the resulting kick was a goal to Mallee Park. To bounce the ball, and once again it's a good bounce. Reynolds Rowe goes up by himself, misses the ball completely. Hidden by Mallee Park down the Reynolds goes through. Joey Burgon gets it pulled off the ball, and a free kick goes to Steve Milton. It's taken by Lewis, but the umpire would not allow it and has made the ball go back to Steve Milton. Steve Milton's got the ball now. He goes for a kick. He passes the ball looking for Miller. Miller gets pushed off the ball, hits the grounds. It's picked up by Damien Kent. Damien Kent comes back onto his right leg, kicks the ball across, and it's taken there by Shane Dudley. That was very bad play there by McLeod, who didn't presume that the player was taking off. It had not, and therefore cops a 50-metre penalty, which now puts Shane Dudley well within kicking distance. And a goal here would put the Mallee Park side back up in front by 1 point. He's taking plenty of time for his kick. Lewis standing the mark for Tasmans. Mallee Park players calling in for it long. Comes in with his kick, it's a left foot kick, and he's put it right into the teeth of goals. It hits the ground. It's picked up, knocked out there by the Mallee Park player, comes down into the forward pocket. Lewis pushes his way in. He gets pushed off the ball and it's kicked out of bounds. Bounced out of bounds by Mallee Park, and it gets thrown in their forward pocket. It's thrown in. Reynolds Rowe once again gets the knock, but it's picked up by Mallee Park. Number 9 on his left leg. Picked up by Hamilton, who kicked the ball down. Goes straight through. Casanova tries to go through. The ball's put down on the ground by Mallee Park. The umpire takes the ball at centre half back for Tasmans. Reynolds Rowe once again gets the kick, but it's on the ground. Picked up by Burgoyne. Burgoyne handballs across. It's nearly a throw. Across to Shane Dudley. Shane Dudley puts it to the ground. Back to Shane Dudley again. Goes around onto his left leg. Kicks it high. The ball goes in high. The players set themselves. Over the back was Hamilton. Put the balls down on the ground. And the umpire will take the ball and bounce it. Bounces the ball, the rucks fly. It's a negative knockdown, picked up by Mallee Park on the left leg, goes across. Dudley belts it back to try to stop it from going through the point post, but it's unsuccessful. 1 point to Mallee Park, and they now go to 1-3. Hamilton goes for a short pass. Kicks it out to Milton in the forward pocket. Milton looks around, takes a short pass, looking for Caldwell. Caldwell takes a good mark in front of Tim Carpenter. He goes for another short pass. McLeod takes a real good mark right on the boundary line. He's been called play on. Going across the centre, he goes across the Reynolds Road. Too high for Reynolds Road. The ball's picked up by Evans. Evans hands balls. Now it's front down by Reynolds Road. It's picked up by Easton. Easton handballs it on. Picked up by Prime. Prime with a long handball out to Lewis. Lewis comes around on his leg and has a shot for goal and kicks a goal. Umpire Eden comes in, bounces the ball. Once again, a good bounce. Reynolds Rowe goes high for it, hits the ball down. Caldwell goes after it. It's picked up by Caldwell. Caldwell ducks back, gets onto his right leg, and it's a kick down to the centre half forward. The players set themselves. Ball's knocked away by Mallee Park. Picked up by Mallee Park. He kicks it down. There's two Mallee Parks by himself, and an easy mark taken there by Bert Centenary. Goes for it. It's a long kick, goes down across the side of the ground. But a mark well taken there by Montgomery. He goes back for his kick, goes down to the bottom flank. He's looking down there and finds Lewis. Lewis takes a real good mark, gets back under his left leg. Hits a real long kick into the left leg, centre half forward. Players play, and there it hits the ground. Picked up, missed kick by McLeod, cleared by Mallee Park, but Joe Burgoyne uses his body well, but drops the ball. Handballs it on. Handballs again. It's picked up this time by Jonathan Murray. Takes a bounce, running down to the goal. Takes a second bounce. Goes on his left leg and with an easy pass, passes the centre half forward to Damien Kent. Damien Kent's got the ball at between centre half forward and full forward. Setting himself. Goes in for the kick. And it's umpire Harley has to move it straight through the centre. Score is now 2-3. Tasmans 3-1. Umpire comes in, bounces the ball again. Up goes Reynolds Rowe. The ball hits the middle of the ground. They both miss it. Picked up by Shane Dully. Handball's nowhere. Now it's picked up, kicked forward by Mallee Park. Easton's in front. Easton picks it up. Handball's back to Lewis. Lewis goes around the pack. Well, a long handball by Lewis out to Montgomery. Montgomery stumbles, drops the ball. Gets up, handballs it back to Easton. Easton tries to dodge around, hits the ball. Lewis is down on the ground. The ball's in the middle of the pack. Comes off of Lewis's boot. Hit forward by Reynolds Rowe. The ball's down. Through goes Nesbitt. Nesbitt gets the run of the ball, belts the ball on. Marble Range, a Mallee Park player comes through. Definitely aimed for the player, not for going for the ball. And the ball will be taken by Paul Casanova. Paul goes with a long kick down to the forward lines. And a good mark to Prime. Come across in front of the pack and took a strong mark. He'd probably be about 25 metres out from goal, straight in front. Reynolds Rowe comes off the ground, taken by Weepix. It's a big kick, and the goal umpires hardly had the move, and it's a goal kicked by Prime. Once again, umpire Eden comes in, bounces the ball, no exception to top bounce. Ball's taken by Weebrick, hits the ground, picked up by Mallee Park. Mallee Park handballs it across out to the forward flank to the running player going through. He kicks the ball, looking for the centre of the bay, but Ronnie Evans takes a good one-handed mark at his first attempt, picks up the ball, goes back, looks around for leads, kicks the ball down, right straight down the middle of the ground. Three players up, and the free kick's played. The advantage is played. Weebrick picked up by Stephen Milton, and a good pass by Stephen Milton straight to Prime. He'd be about the same distance out, this time at a slighter angle. That was very quick thinking from Weebrick, who picked up the ball and handballed it straight out. It's not a real good kick from Prime, and it goes through for 1 point to make Tasmans 4-2, and they are leading Mallee Park 2-3. Mallee Park kicks the ball in, goes to the centre of the ground with a sort of a screw type kick, hits, and a ball taken mark there by number 18 was Jack Johncock. Jack handballs on quickly. The ball comes down to centre half forward, and here was mark was nearly taken by Norman Picker, who dropped the ball. Handball hit out by Ronnie Evans. Michael Wergon kicked it off the ground. Montgomery's right on the boundary line with the ball. He's picked the ball up. He's kicked it high into the air, and there'll be a play on call. The ball hits the ground again. It's picked. Easton's got the ball, but he puts it down. The ball's on the ground. Hit out by Burgoyne of Mallee Park. Joey Burgoyne's now got it. He handballs back to Kenny Davey. Kenny Davey goes across the middle of the ground and finds Lincoln Dudley. Lincoln Dudley goes in with his kick. He dodges. Called play on the ball's off, and it goes out of bounds on the full. The kick will be taken by Seal. Seal goes for the kick, kicks it out to the back flank. They set themselves up, and the ball comes down on the ground. There's a bit of a scramble, and it's a free kick. It's a free kick to Shane Dudley. He's given pushed in the back by Ronnie Evans. Caldwell stands to mark. Shane Dudley goes around onto his left leg, called play on. He kicks it down into the forward lines, and the ball's put down on the ground. Oh, and there was a round the head. No damage done. Seal gets up, goes straight around onto his left leg, looks for Montgomery, but was disallowed and was out of bounds on the full. Burgoyne takes the kick. He looks for a quick one straight through the centre of the ground. Lewis goes through, spoils. Ball hits the ground. Umpire's given a free kick to Tasman. Paul Casanova takes the kick. He looks at it. This hits the ground again. Colwell's in front of the pack. The ball's on the ground, and the umpire will come in and bounce it. We're nearly at the 25-minute mark, and Tasman's lead 4-2 to 2-3. The Ball's on the half-back line for Tasmans, the back flank. Ball's down, bounce down. Not a good bounce. Oh, good knock by Weebrick. And it comes out of bounds down near the centre wing. Ball comes in, thrown in high. The rucks go up. Weebrick once again gets, but this time went straight to Burgoyne. Burgoyne kicks it wide, high into the air. They set themselves. Lincoln Dudley goes through his typical play, aims up the goal and puts it straight through the middle in typical Lincoln Dudley style. Right, as we enter time one, Tasmans have a lead of 5 points. That's a poor bounce that time from Eden. It's the first one he's made. The ball comes back. Picks up the ball. Comes in to bounce the ball again. That's a lot better bounce. They go up high. It's taken by Wheatbricks again. Miller's grabbed it, centre half forward. He goes for his kick. Kicks it straight into the player. Should have handballed the ball. He's on the ground. The umpire comes in and will bounce. Umpire comes in. Bounces the ball. Once again, it's taken by Weebrick. It's a big hit. Twiggy Caldwell goes after the ball. He's turned down, trying to pick it up. Can't pick it up. Oh, tries the handball. Still in front. The ball comes down. Oh, well tackled there by the Tasman player. And the ball runs out of bounds down on the, practically at the half-back flank mark of the Tasman Football Club. Thrown in. Weebrick uses his body well, got his hand to it, goes down, hits the and the player, and Damien Kent was pushed out by Dick Clements, and the ball will be once again thrown in. Ball thrown in. Goes up early, hits the ground, ball's knocked on. Pickett gets his kick away. Hamilton's being held back at the back of the play, and the umpire picked it up, and the free kick will go to Hamilton in the half-back. Hamilton's now got the ball. He looks and he looks for Clements. Clements goes up, tries to take the mark from the back of the pack, but held back by the Marble Range player who kicks the ball to Georgie Burgoyne. Joey Burgoyne, going back a few years ago, and the resulting kick ended up in the 1 point to Mallee Park. Old George has lost a bit of age by the looks of that, calling him George. This time the ball's kicked in by Sue. It's a good kick right to the 50-metre line, and it's marked by Ron Evans in front of the pack. Ron goes back for his kick, and it's a long kick, goes right down to the centre wing. Lewis leads out. They both goes over the top of the play. The ball hits the ground. It's pushed on a bit by Lewis. The player goes down over the ball. It's picked up by Lewis, who handballs. Handball across to Milton, goes back on his left leg. Handballs back. Handball to Lewis. Lewis back. Weebrick with a good kick. John Cock misses it. Down on the ground. Was picked up by Troy Sargent and handballs it straight on. It's picked up this time by Prime. Prime had nowhere to go. Handballs it wildly. Kicked off the ground by Mallee Park. Twiggy's find it hard to pick up. He's picked the ball up. And this time he has gone for holding the ball. Mallee Park now take the kick in their half-back line. He's taken his lot of time in no leads coming now. He just kicks it wildly. The ball's just gone up wild. And a very easy grab was grabbed there by Jonathan Warrior. Warrior goes back for his kick. It's a screw punt, goes right down the centre half forward for the Warriors. The ball hits the ground. Montgomery picks it up. He's tackled from behind, and he gets the free kick for a push in the back. He's just inside the square. Goes back for his kick. He takes a kick. It's a high kick. Kicks it high, looking for Miller. Miller doesn't grab it first grab. Hits the ground. Picked up by Lewis. Knocks it forward. Sewell goes straight through from the back lines. Handballs it straight into a Mallee Park player who picks it up, goes for a short pass, and he finds Shane Dudley. Shane Dudley goes on, kicks the ball down, and a diving mark was disallowed by the umpire. The ball's on the ground. Still on there, and this time a free kick will go to the Marble Range player, in the Mallee Park player. And Marcus Liddell, who has a shot for goal and kicks a goal. Umpire comes in to bounce the ball. Reasonable type bounce. Ball's picked up by Weebrick, who lies on the ground. Handballs across. Picked up by Paul Casanova, who kicks the ball forward. Picked up by Troy Sargent. Troy Sargent handballs on. Knocked on well by Tony Lewis. Steve Milton handballs out wide, back to Troy Sargent. Troy Sargent runs into goal and he kicks his first goal for Tasmans. Tasmans once again hit the front. Right, umpire comes in to bounce the ball. Tasmans go back to a 3-point lead. Ball hits the ground. Weebrick again gets the knock. This time goes down to centre forward. Picked up by John Cock, who leaves it behind, but he gets the free kick for being tagged. Jack Johncock goes back in his long kick. Looking down for Kenny Davey. Kenny Davey takes it, turns around, runs straight on. Kicks the ball down to centre half forward. In front is Normie Pickett, not taken by that player. Dickie Clements comes out of it with it. He kicks it. It's blocked real well. Steve Milton goes through well. Coldwell goes through. Picked up by Nisbet. Nisbet still trying to pick it up. Handballs back to Twiggy. Twiggy handballs on to Milton. Steve Milton's now got the ball. Goes back under his right leg. Runs around again. Kicks down to the centre of the ground. Picked up by Jack Johncock. Johncock hands balls to Mallee Park. Mallee Park goes on to Tim Carpeney. Carpeney runs around the player. Goes on to his rough left leg. Ronnie Evans gets the ball in front of him. Goes straight through. Handball's on now. Picked up by Sargent. Sargent with a pass. Passes the ball real well and finds McLeod. McLeod with a handball to Paul Casanova. Paul Casanova with a good pass which wasn't held by Prime. Prime picks it up. Handball's back to Lewis. Lewis is on the ball's kicked off the ground in front of Lewis, and Lewis will get the kick for a kick in danger. Lewis has got the ball. He's within kick. He goes for a short pass, and he's looking for Steve Milton. Goes over his head, though. It's taken by the Mallee Park. Handballs to straight on. Once again, it's handballed on again. Another handball ball to Mallee Park to Kenny Davey, running down the middle of the ground. Kenny Davey kicks it long, looks for Lincoln Dudley. Lincoln Dudley takes it centre half forward, runs around the player, goes on the run, takes a short pass, looking for Pickett. The ball hits the ground. Pickett goes through for the ball. Oh, there was a real body clash there, but Bomber Hamilton still going for it. It's picked up by Marcus Little. He's pushed off the ball. The ball's still on the ground. The ball's been pushed out. Picked off by Ronnie Evans. Ronnie Evans comes around the pack with it with a long handball. Finds Nisbet. Nisbet comes around onto his right leg. He kicks the ball. He's looking for Milton. Milton takes it on the wing. He goes back, takes a long handball to Caldwell. Caldwell takes it. Oh, but he's met head high. Caldwell's met head high and he gets the kick. He's on the wing. Comes back, goes back for his kick. Goes back, he puts the ball down in the front, and they all lead out foot. Lewis takes it. Picked up by Prime off the pack. Prime with a long kick right down on the forward lines, and it's out of bounds on the full. Ball's out of bounds on the full. In the left-hand pocket. Mallee Park get ready to bring back the ball. Player comes in, kicks the ball. It's not a real good ball. And there goes the siren. And the first quarter, 5-2 to Mallee Park, 4-4. Second quarter, the Tasmans with a 4-point lead. Umpire comes, hits the ground. Ball's going on, picked up by Johncock. Johncock handballs it out. Reynolds Road with a big thump. Takes the ball down to the centre line. Bounces over, picked up by Miller. Miller handballs this time to Prime. Prime with a long handball straight out to Milton. Milton nearly overruns it. Keeps the ball in front of him. Picked up by Mallee Park. Mallee Park players grab. Picked up again by Milton. Milton handballs back. This time to Nisbet. Nisbet does a turn. Handballs back to Milton. Milton with a right foot kick. Kicks the ball hard. The ball, oh, there's a heap of players flew up. To Lewis. Lewis has got the ball. He looks for a short pass and passes to direct with his left foot stab pass and hits Clements on the chest. Clements would only be approximately 25 metres out at a very slight angle. Goes back, takes his time for his kick. Oh, yes, and it keens around and Tasmans get a point. Got one goal on the board immediately. Bounce the ball once again. Reynolds row, gets under it, hits ball, picked up by the Mallee Park player. And Jonathan Warrior kicks the ball down. It's picked up by Easton. Easton with a long kick, goes straight down the centre of the ground, but it's taken there by Shane Dudley for Mallee Park at centre. With his left foot kick, goes straight back down, but it's Montgomery. Takes the ball at centre half back, goes back for his kick. Kicks it once again. It's a wobbly bit of a kick. Hits the ground, bounces over two players. Picked up by Terry Miller, who handballs. Handballs to Michael Burgon. Michael Burgon goes for a kick. And Little, who's come out, Marcus Little's come out and marked the ball. He's probably about 35 metres out. Straight in front. Runs in for his kick. It's a long kick, high kick. It seems to be swinging away. And doesn't quite make the distance. Comes off hands, rush through for 1 point. Lewis takes the kick off. He's looking for leads. Decides to go for a short lead. Goes to Colwell. Colwell takes it. Goes back for his kick. Tasman moving around well. It's a long high kick. Down the centre. They run up, straight through the hands of but it was well taken there by Troy Sargent. He marked the ball and picked the ball up, and with a real good pass, picked out Prime. Prime's about probably 45 metres out. Lines this one up, goes in for a line. It's got plenty of distance, but I think it's a little bit off as he kicks it through for 1 point. Tasmans now go to 6-3, and they lead Mallee Park at 4-5. That was a real good dash from Troy Sargent. He got the ball running through, and it was a good pass, and it wasn't quite finished off. It's kicked in by Mallee Park, and all the players get under it, hits the ground. It's picked up by Mallee Park, and Burke Centenary kicks it on his left leg, and there was quite a good mark taken there by Chris Warrior from Mallee Park. He swings around onto his left leg, comes straight across the middle of the ground to Jonathan Warrior. And Jonathan, going no distance, just straight through. He kicks, this time he goes straight down the centre of the ground. Ronnie Evans with a top mark, straight over the top of a pack with a mighty mark. Gets up quick, kicks it straight on. Marked by Sargent, just on the backside of the wing. He goes for the kick. Milton called for it, and Milton's taken a mark on the forward flank for Tasmans. Goes on his left leg, kicks it around, ball hits the ground. Through goes Craig McLeod. Craig McLeod hits the ball on. It's picked up by Mallee Park. Mallee Park with a left foot kick. Straight down. John Cox sets himself. Tries the handball over the back of his head. This time it goes to Angelo Burgon. Angelo Burgon handballs it on. Kicks on. It's picked up by Shane Dudley. Shane Dudley with his left leg hits it in. Hamilton falls over. Gets up, recovers well. Little handballs it on, kicks it straight across to Pickett, who kicks it through for his first goal. Right, Tasmans are going back to a 4-point lead. Umpire bounces the ball, goes up high. It's about an even knock, hits the ground. Casanova tries to go through hard. Ball comes still in the middle of the ground. It's been about a ball comes down. Picked up by Mallee Park. Handballs on to Tim Carbony. Carbony handballs it on to Burgon. Joey Burgon goes for a short pass and finds Norm Pickett sitting by himself. And he goes having a shot for his second goal in approximately 30 seconds. Comes in for his kick. It's a high kick. The umpire doesn't move much, but he's only singled 1 point. Tasmans go to a 3-point lead. Kicked in by Hamilton, goes down the bottom flank. The players set themselves, goes up in there, comes off the back of the pack. Picked up by Caldwell, handballed across to Sewell. Sewell goes onto his left leg, kicks it down the centre half forward. And this time a good mark there was taken by Burke Cartnery. He picks up the ball, handballs it back to Jonathan Warrior. Jonathan Warrior kicks it up high. Ball hits the ground. Cobble's in there batting for it. Comes out again, kicked off the ground. Picked up by Lincoln Dudley from the kick off the ground. He kicks it in long and Pickett fails to make it. Drops the ball down. Picked up by Tasmans. Scooped off the ground and a 50-metre penalty. The ball was scooped off the ground, which Mallee Park do a lot of. And Joe Burgon got the ball and is not listening to the whistle. Went on and kicked the ball, and therefore Tasmans gain a 50-metre penalty, and that brings them down to the centre of the ground. They're on the centre wing, on the bottom wing. Ball's being taken by Stephen Lewis. Stephen runs in, looks for someone in with a kick, kicks it across the middle of the ground. Oh, kicks it straight to a Mallee Park player, and Angelo Burgon. Angelo kicks it in, a good one-handed mark there, taken by Alban Centenary, who kicks it in with his left leg, hits the ground. Ronnie Evans takes him. Little goes in, loses his body, kicked off the ground by Hamilton, and this time it's going to be Ronnie. And this time it's going to be a kick in danger by Hamilton. At this stage, the umpires stop play while they tend to run. Mallee Park a 3-point lead. From the bounce down, it was taken by Reynolds Rowe, picked up by Easton. Easton goes through it, but there's no one down there in the line for Tasmans. Picked up by Bert Cartner, who kicked the ball down. It's picked up by Craig McLeod, who handballed. He handballs across, and this time it's taken by Easton. Easton goes in with a long kick, looking for centre forward, looking for Poison. Poison hits the ball down. It's picked up by Lincoln Dudley. Lincoln Dudley handballs it. Ball goes through, hit on by John Cock. Mallee Park at this stage hitting the ball on. And Joey Burgoyne takes a one-handed mark in front of Stephen Lewis, who's trying to hold him down. The ball fell into Joe's hands. Joe's probably about 40 metres in front. Oh, he goes for the short pass. No, he tries to chip it over the top. And the ball comes unstuck, and a free kick comes to Tasmans. Looked like something that they'd worked out. The lead out, and they chip the ball down. Hamilton handballs it on to Nisbet. Nisbet handballs it back to Hamilton, picked up by Sargent. Sargent marks it, handballs it across to Sill. Sill tries to get in play the side of his players. Picked up. Mallee Parker got the ball. Michael Burgon goes down, looks for, but Nisbet comes from behind. The ball hits the ground. Picked up by Mallee Park. Mallee Park player runs into an open goal and misses. Kicks 1 point. They now go to a 4-point lead. They were at the 15-minute mark, but there was a fair hold-up. Hamilton kicks the ball in long. It's a big kick down, and this time the mark has been paid to Damien Kent for Mallee Park. Damien Kent goes back for his kick. Players moving around everywhere. He goes for a short one. Goes over the top of everybody. Picked up by Troy Sargent. Troy comes up, picks the ball, looks for Rowett, finds David Rowett. David Rowett goes back for his kick. He's looking around the quick. He kicks it high into Miller. Miller looks for it, and a good strong mark there by Michael Miller over John Cock. He goes back. He goes in for a long kick, looking for the forward pocket of Prime. Prime pushes his play off, doesn't hold the ball. It's picked up by Casanova with a handballs it straight to a Mallee Park player. Jack Johncock gets the ball. He handballs it up in the air. The ball hits the ground. He gets out of the way pretty quick. Warrior's now got the ball. He goes onto the left leg, kicks it in the middle of the ground, where it's picked up by Terry Miller. Terry Miller's taken plenty of time. He now goes and he kicks it in along the centre half forward. They stand. Lewis comes from behind. Burgon hits the ball down, picked up by Clements. Clements with a bounce. Chased hard by Burgon. Clements onto his left leg. Looks once again from Miller. The ball's thumped down. Picked up by Mallee Park. Mallee Park clear the ball down. Kicked down on the forward flank. Picked up by Mallee Park. Kenny Davey. Kenny Davey runs around a player. Kicks it on. Hamilton tried to come through. Completely missed the player. And Burgoyne runs straight into an open goal. where he's unloaded, but he kicks the goal. It's a goal to Michael Burgoyne. Mallee Park now go to a 1-goal-4 lead. Right, umpires bounce the ball. Big hit by Reynolds Rose. Picked up by Clement, who gets pulled off the ball and must get a free kick. Clement goes back for his kick. Comes in quick, kicks it quick, looking for McLeod and finds McLeod. He's inside the 50-metre line. He'd probably be about 48 metres out from goal. Goes back. McLeod comes in, goes for a short pass, but went astray bad. Went straight to John Cock. John Cock handballed it on. Comes out to the player out here on the forward flank. Shane Miller picks it up, kicks it with his left leg. The ball hits the ground. Michael Burgoyne battling. Reynolds Rowe comes straight through with a good hit and put down Michael Burgoyne. Pickett goes through with an elbow, completely missed. The umpire's coming back, going to bounce the ball. Umpire Eden bounces the ball, goes and out goes Reynolds Rowe. No, they all missed it. Ball comes down, comes straight through where Lewis comes through the pack. He picks it up to Poison. Poison gets rid of the ball quick. It's well tackled by Poison from behind. Pickett lines himself up and takes an easy mark. He plays straight on, turns around, plays on, and his kick goes astray and hits the post. Ball swung right around at the last minute then and come back and hit the post after looking like it was going to be a point. The kick out results in a mark to Clements. Clements handball straight across the top of the pack to Coldwell. Coldwell handballs on to Easton. Easton with a left foot kick. Looks for Miller and it's a good pass and taken by Miller. John Cock creeping over the mark but getting away with it. He kicks the ball in. Prime sets himself against the crowd. Terry Miller got in front of the pack. Well caught by Prime. Ball's on the ground. Players pretty scrambly at the present time. Miller comes through. Didn't really have the ball and he got pulled out. Should have been a free kick to Tasmans. There was a handball by... 2 handballs now to... And that was a real good goal to Stephen Melton. That happened too quick to even work out. Comes in to bounce the ball. It's another high bounce. Now it's about even knock again. Kicked on by Nesbitt. Ball hits Casanova. Paul Casanova kicks it off the ground. Well tackled there by Nesbitt. Picked up by... got to Colwell, to Paul Casanova. Paul Casanova on his left foot. Puts it in. The ball's right down the forward lines for Tasmans, but it's cleared away this time by Chris Warrior. Chris Warrior on his left foot. It's passed on now to Bert Centenary. Bert Centenary with his right foot kicks it back down again. It's picked up by Mallee Park down on the, which is Tim Carpeny. It's been called play on. Then he runs around Montgomery, takes a bounce, kicks the ball, short pass, and finds one of the Warriors. Warriors, he handballs it on. Back to Carpeny again. Carpeny runs around, finally handballs it. This time to Pickett. Pickett dodges around, kicks the ball. Reynolds Rowe comes through and grabs the ball well, goes through hard, and with a long left foot kick, takes it back to the centre of the ground. Hit off the ground by Mallee Park. Mallee Park goes, there's a bounce. He's dropped the ball. He's well tackled. Yes, this time straight through goes the Troy Sargent. Called play on. It's a long handball across to Craig McLeod. Craig McLeod with a long kick in and a good mark. Good mark taken by Prime. Prime turns around, runs straight in and kicks a goal. That was very well played from Troy Sargent and Craig McLeod. Right, Tasmans have gone to a 1-point lead. Umpire bounces the ball. It's tapped on by number 10, Jonathan Warrior at the centre bounce. There's a lot of scramble in the middle. Ball goes, try to hit over the top of the pack. Lewis tries to kick off the ground, misses the ball. Picked up by Michael Burgoyne with a snap chip. Picked up by Joe Burgoyne. He handballs to little handballs to Warrior, and to Pickett, and Pickett kicks Mallee Park's 8th goal, and that now gives them a lead of 5 points. Right, the umpire comes in to bounce the ball. Mallee Park leading by 5 points. Oh, it's a big thump from Reynolds Road. Goes down the centre half for the Tasmans. Picked up by Miller. Miller tries the handballs on. Picked up. Clements goes straight through the pack. Runs into an open goal. Has a shot. Comes off the pack. It's grabbed. No, it's not. And it's rushed through by 1 point for Tasmans. From the kick out, kick to John Cock. John Cock takes the ball in front of Miller. Goes the handball. Handballs across the player. Players running through. Throws the ball down in front of him. But he was given the free kick against Prime. Mallee Park tried to take advantage, but was not allowed by the umpire. And the ball had to go back over the mark, where it's going to be taken by Chris Warrior. Chris Warrior's taken a lot of time. Picks up the ball with a standing kick, kicks it straight to Terry Miller, who takes the mark. He tries to play on. He goes around Rowett, and with a long kick, takes the ball down through the centre, and there was a good mark was taken by Tim Carpeny. Sorry, it wasn't Tim Carpeny, it was Damien Kent. Damien Kent's kick goes along the ground. It's picked up by Caldwell. Caldwell for Tasmans, put Tasmans back into attack again. His ball's picked up by Craig McLeod. Craig McLeod with a good handball to Nisbet. Nisbet with a long kick down to the Tasman forward lines, where mark was taken by Prime. He'd probably be approximately 40 metres, 45 metres out of front, straight in front. He goes for a short pass, but no, the umpire's disallowed it and is making Prime go back and take his kick over his mark. I would say there'd be no worries about the distance. The accuracy is the only thing that could be here. He lines up for his kick. He's going to have a shot this time, goes back. It's a long kick, as I said, no worries with the distance. And this time, no worries with the accuracy at all. It's another goal to Chris Prime. That's his second for the quarter. Okay, Tasmans have dragged Mallee Park's lead back to 4 points. Umpire bounces the ball. Wheatbrick's in ruck. This time he's beaten. The ball hits the ground. Lincoln Dudley goes straight through. Picked up very quickly from mark by Open Centenary, who has a shot for goal and kicks a goal, and they go back to a 10-point lead. Okay, the ball's back at the centre. Bounced. It's a little bit off. Number 10's got a tendency just to tap the ball instead of trying to thump it. It's kicked up high, straight in the air. Louis, big fly over the back of the pack by Kent. It's not picked up. It's picked up by Lewis. It goes through the pack. He pushes his way through. Handballs it across. The handball from Casanova to Milton. Prime's got it. He puts a long handball out. The ball's hit the ground. Could go either way. Through comes Sargent. Sargent lines up the goals, and he's just a little bit offline and kicks 1 point. Right, Mallee Park go to bring the ball back in. Goes for a short pass down the centre of the ground, and the Sergeant puts his hand up and blocks it off. It's picked up by Craig McLeod, and it's a big dob in by Craig McLeod. The Tasman player is being held and has been picked up. And Casanova, Michael Casanova, will take a free kick. He's at a bit of an angle. Check side punt, should make no worries with this at all. He's taken plenty of time over his kick. Lines up. He goes for the kick. And they have the free kick. Went straight across goals. Was marked by Mallee Park. Mallee Park goes for a short kick where it's picked up by Burke Cartnery. He's looking around looking for leads. He goes for another short pass, this time to Angelo Burgoyne. He drops the ball. It's picked up by Rowett. Rowett handballs across to Troy Sargent. Troy Sargent with his left foot kick comes around, but not quite far enough, and it's another point to Tasmans. Scoreboard shows 2 points different, but that could be 8 points. This time they go for a small pass from the back lines, was picked up by Terry Miller. Terry Miller goes for the kick, doesn't make any distance at all, and the ball's run out of bounds by Sewell. We're well into time on, but there's a bit of time left through the unfortunate incident with Ronnie Evans. The ball's kicked high by Mallee Park. The ball hits the ground. Nisbet's after. Nisbet picks it up, tries to dodge around, gets pulled over the top of the shoulder. The ball hits the ground, off the ground again. The ball's being patted away all the time. It's not being hurled and it's being thumped. The ball's hit the umpire. Kenny Davey has a shot. There's no one home at all. The ball's offline and bounces through for 1 point. Hamilton kicks it out long, goes right down to the bottom flank again, where this time it's marked by Troy Sargent, who's now down the bottom flank. He kicks it in long. It's a big long kick from him. Straight over the pack where it wasn't quite held by Nisbet. Nisbet puts the ball. Joe Borgen picked up the ball and once again got away with a throw. Goes straight to Jonathan Warrior. Jonathan Warrior with a big kick straight in and is picked up by Kenny Davey. And the ball's been given away for pushing the back. Warrior's got the Hamilton's got the kick. Little still chasing the umpire, telling him what he done wrong. This time the ball's come down on the grounds. Oh, it's pretty hard in there at the present time, and Tasman's again got another free kick. Milton's got the ball, but no, he won't let him have it. It's not his kick. And the kick will be taken by Hamilton. Hamilton goes for his kick and once again kicks it long. They line up. Oh, this time the mark was taken by Damien Kent. He's not very big, but he gets in the... He's allowed to run free. There was no chasing. He kicked the ball off, but Lewis tries to grab it, misses the ball. Picked up by Pickett. Pickett goes around on his left leg, where it hits the ground. The ball was let to bounce through and didn't go that way. This time the mark's taken by Rowett on the half-back line. Rowett goes straight down to the centre of the ground, looking for Miller, comes flying across, picks up the ball. Tries to handball. Nisbet's got the ball. He's being sat on. Yes, he's stopped the ball. And it'll be a free kick to Mallee Park. It'll be taken by Bert Cartnery. He's looking for someone to lead. He goes for a short pass for players there. Goes over the top of them. Picked up by Alban Cartnery. He goes for the kick. The ball's on the ground down in their forward lines. It's been hit, and there's a free kick now. Is going to go to Little of Mallee Park. It's quite an acute angle. He's on his right side for his leg. He comes in, kicks the ball, and it's a goal to Little. By the scoreboard, they go to an 8-point lead. Scoreboard now shows an 8-point lead to Mallee Park, which I think it should be. The ball's been thumped away by Wheatbrick. Ball's hit the ground. Timmy Miller was trying to get rid of it. Terry Miller tried to get rid of it. They've gone down now to centre half forward. It's picked up by Burgoyne, who once again has flicks the ball out. Jonathan Warrior's got the ball and he goes for a long kick and he's missed it, and it's 1 point. Ball's kicked in by Sewell. Kicked to the Hamilton. Hamilton's got about 5 yards. He goes in, his long kick goes down the wing. Colville tries to get under it. Ball goes over his head. It's picked up by Mallee Park. Mallee Park handballs back to John Cock on his left leg, kicks the ball down. Lewis comes in with... Ball goes up high. Ball's hit the ground again. No one can quite grab hold of it. Oh, it's all Mallee Park players down there. Goes Dudley. Dudley aims at the goals and he puts it through. Biggest lead of the day now, 2 goals, 3. Good thump by Webrick, straight to Miller. Miller tries to get rid of the ball. It's picked up by Casanova. Casanova's grabbed in and he's been pinged for holding the ball. And it will be taken by Jonathan Warrior. Jonathan Warrior, the ball comes back to Jonathan Warrior. Picked up. And a pass from Joe Burgoyne to Little. Comes off. The umpire takes Hamilton back a couple of metres. And Little goes for a long kick, but I think Gore swung back and the umpire gives it a goal. Ball's bounce. It's picked up from the centre by Nisbet. He swings around, he kicks it. Wright goes after ball, picked up by Wright, tries to go around, gets around on his left leg, he stumbles down, pulls down, then tries to handball it away. And this time it's a free kick to Mallee Park. To Kent. Kent kicks it out to Jack Johncock, who's out there by himself. He takes time, kicks the ball straight down the middle of the ground. Burgoyne pushes out Lewis. He got tripped at the back of the pack. Very, very scrambly down there at the present time. Very hard to see what's going on. Umpire bounces the ball. It's a big hit from Webrick straight to Lincoln Daly, who kicked into the player. Jonathan Warrior comes through. He's done nothing much early in the field, but just recently is now getting plenty of kicks, but it's a free kick to Tasmans, right on the goal line. Seal got the free kick. Not sure where to go. Looking for leads. Goes for a short one in the end. Finds Paul Casanova. Paul Casanova's now got the ball. He's still looking for somewhere to kick it. He kicks it long. Nisbet's in front. Tries to get the ball. Gets punched away from him. Gets the free kick. Handballs it on to McLeod. McLeod with a long handball to Milton. Milton's down on the forward flank. Oh, he overruns the ball. He's trapped well and he's caught the player for holding the ball and Milton gets the kick. He immediately plays on. But just not quick enough. The siren sounds to end the quarter. Okay, we begin the second half and Mallee Park having a 21-point lead. Umpire comes in to bounce the ball. Miller's gone in the ruck. He gets a good knock on. Hit down by Casanova. Casanova knocked up again by Miller. Ball's on the ground. Handball over. Long handball. Picked up by Lincoln Dudley. Lincoln Dudley turns around. Looks for someone. Kicks it down. Little shaded his eyes from the sun. Picked up by Easton. Easton kicks it back into the middle of the ground again. Dropped off. Twiggy Colwell gets the ball. Heads it on. Goes astray. Picked up by Mallee Park. Mallee Park kicks the ball. Picked up again by Lincoln Dudley. He handballs it down. Montgomery comes in. Kenny Davey hits the ball down. Picked up by... Ball was picked up by Damien Kent, who hit it on to Lincoln Dudley, who kicked a point. Sill comes to kick in. Sill kicks in the ball. Comes out to the forward flank. They fly up high. Milton from behind takes a good mark. Goes around, goes to centre, kicks it down to centre to Montgomery. Montgomery hits the ball away. Picked up by Reynolds Rowe. Reynolds Rowe with a long handball, handballs it straight back to Jonathan Warrior. Picked up by Miller. Miller's got a ball, he handballs it on. Mallee got the ball picked up by McLeod. McLeod on his left leg, and it goes right off to the side and goes out of bounds on the full. Mallee Park get the kick up on the wing position. Kicks the ball, comes back in. Joey Berg on it, pushed well out of it by Stephen Lewis. Picked up by Lewis again. John Cox at the ball, 5, goes down, hits the ground. Very hard tackling there. Tasman's not giving up, tackling the ball hard. Umpire throws it in. Miller's in ruck against Warrior. Miller in front, gives a twiggy, handballs it down to Lewis. Lewis handballs across to Montgomery. Montgomery with a long kick, straight down. They set themselves. Lewis trying to get top position. John Cock pushes him out the way. The ball hits the ground, picked up by Brecker Penry. Loses it, picked up by Lewis. Lewis on his left foot, kicks it around, looks for Prime, and a good pass finds Prime down in the forward pocket. Prime goes back, and he goes back. Now he goes for a short pass. Goes for a short pass to Rowett. And David Rowett goes back, has a look at a slight angle, probably around about 45 metres out from goal. Goes into the kick. It's a long kick. It curls around. Is offline. 1 point. Been a few changes in the Tasman side. Reynolds Ray's gone to centre half back. Miller's gone in the ruck. Cloud doesn't hold the ball. Picked up by Mallee Park. They run it through the centre. It's a long kick down through centre half forward. Little tries to push out Hamilton and pushes him out of the way and takes the mark. He's probably at about a 45 metre mark. Next one. It's a long kick. It's off line. Nugget. Ball comes down in the front of the pack. And this time will be a free kick to Mallee Park. Mallee Park player was being held. Comes in for his kick. Umpire doesn't move, and he singles a goal. It's another goal to Mallee Park. They now go to 13 goal 11, and Tasman's a 9 goal 8. Or picked up by McLeod, who handball straight out to Caldwell. Caldwell gets the ball, handballs it on to Milton. Milton turns around, runs through the pack with a long kick down to the bottom flank. Prime sets himself in front of the pack. Doesn't pick up the ball. Picked up by Mallee Park. Mallee Park handballs on to John Cock. John Cock handballs on again. It goes down through the middle. Reynolds Road in front of Pickett. The ball comes off the back of the pack. Picked up by Sill. Sill tries to handball across to Lewis. Lewis goes through, flicks the ball in front of him. Picked up again by Sill. Sill's on the ground. Tries to handball away. Picked up by Kent. Smothered by Sill. Back to Kent. Kent comes around on his right leg. Aims for the goal and is offline and 1 point. Hamilton to kick in this time. Hamilton kicks in. Goes right down the bottom side. It's picked up by Mallee Park. Mallee Park flicks the ball up again. Knocked on. With a left foot cook into the goal line. But Easton tries to stop the ball. Go through, but it's a free kick to Tasmans for being held. To be taken by Easton. Easton looking for somewhere to kick it. Kicks it high. Kicks it no one in particular. Where it's marked by... No, it's dropped by John Cock. That's Roger John Cock. And was pushed out over the line by Bob Reynolds Road. And throw the ball in, pick it against, goes to the back of the pack where it's all Tasmans. Picked up by Nesbitt. Nesbitt's pulled off the ball. The ball's flicked across. Picked up by Sill. Sill doesn't handle it. Still going through there. Tried to be kicked off the ground. Picked up by Easton. Easton handballs it out to McLeod. McLeod gets his kick, kicks it down on the forward flank where it's chased by Mallee Park with ball thrown in. Miller gets the knock, handballs it down. Ball's put down. Mallee Park picks up. Running the wrong way. Try to get away with the ball. Yes, and Troy Sargent is being held and will take the free kick. Relayed back to Troy. Troy's played very, very well at this stage. Kicks the ball, looking for Miller. Miller doesn't quite get to it. Picks it up on the second bounce. Does a turn. Tries to handball. But straight through the pack came Jonathan Warrior and kicked the ball to down the forward lines. It's mishandled. Lincoln Dudley takes the mark. Tries to run around. Goes for a short pass. Hits the boat. Joey Burgon. Well done by Stephen Lewis, but come up offhand back to Burgoyne, and he goes into an easy runs into straight into goal and hits the post. Hamilton takes the mark from the kick and he goes for a handball. Handballs it across to McLeod. McLeod gets his kick away. But goes down on the pack. Picked up there by Mallee Park, Roger Johncock. He goes for the left leg and passes it down. It's picked up, handballed straight across to Jonathan Warrior. Jonathan Warrior handballs it back. Kicked by Mallee Park into their forward lines. Pushed off line. Kenny Davies got it. Tries to shrug around the pack. Gets around. Where it's marked there by Lincoln Dudley, who from behind comes through and kicks a goal for Mallee Park. They've gone to a 35-point lead. The ball's bounced. It's picked up by Paul Casanova, puts it down to the forward lines for Tasmans. It's picked up. Oh, brother Michael shrugs off the kick, aims for the goal, and is once again offline, and a point was kicked. There was no talking, I don't think, down on that forward line. Michael Casanova had no one in front of him. Their lead. Big lead out there. Come out where there's lead. Picked up by McLeod. He goes onto his left leg. Builds it around from his left leg. Aiming for Lewis. Misses Lewis. Picked up by Troy Sargent, who miskicked and was marked in the back lines by Mallee Park, who goes for a handball. The handball comes unstuck. It's picked up by Troy Sargent to make amends as a shot for goal, and once again misses, and it's another point to Tasmans. Mallee Park come in to kick the ball in once again. This time it's a bobbly kick down the middle of the ground. Stephen Lewis in front, comes over the pack. Jonathan picked up, tried a handball of it, and the umpire's going to bounce the ball. Probably got a little bit out of position there, the umpire, because I think it could have been holding the ball. Anyhow, he comes in to bounce the ball. Miller's standing there. Miller palms it back down to Miller. Paul Casanova gets pushed a little bit in the back and will take the free kick. Paul goes back for a look. He goes forward, puts it right down to the forward lines, down on the up. The big pack flies as a big pack. Up, no mark allowed. It's handballed out by Mallee Park. Mallee Park now running it down through the centre. There's one bounce. Now the ball's gone astray. Coming up, Poison running. They're all running still at the ball. It's kicked straight across the centre of the ground. Was picked up by Damien Kent. Damien Kent goes straight down the middle of the ground, where he finds number 10, which is Jonathan Warrior. Jonathan Warrior going to take his kick. Montgomery stands the mark, puts the mark. Goes to run on, but can't go on until the umpire calls play on. Jonathan Warrior kicks the ball. It's a long torpedo, and when it hits the ground, it's picked up by Norm Pickett, who drops it. It's knocked out by Reynolds Rowe. Picked up by Little, tries to turn out. Back to Burgon. Burgon tries to go through the pack, puts a screw punt onto his... Sorry, a check side punt onto his left leg and kicks a very easy... Okay, the umpire comes in to bounce the ball. Tasman's now looking down the barrel unless he can do something very quickly. The ball hit by Miller. Miller's picked up by Nesbitt. Nesbitt tries to go through the pack, didn't hold the ball. Picked up by Mallee Park. Nesbitt comes through, gets the ball again. Long handball, slung off the mats. Picked up by Troy Sargent. Troy Sargent with a kick into the forward lines. All players get under the ball. Kicked off the ground. Picked up again by Mallee Park. Mallee Park handballs it out. Throws it out. There's a short pass, and across the ground found Terry Miller. Terry Miller goes for a quick kick across to Burke Catenary. Burke Catenary by himself. He mishandles it. It's picked up. He throws the ball up in the air. Now it's all Tim Carpenter. There's only marble range. Mallee Park players out here. Chased by Casanova. He kicks the ball down. Stephen Lewis lost it, and straight through goes Easton. Oh, he's met high, but he misses it. He goes through. Puts the ball. Looks and finds Troy Sargent. Troy Sargent plays on quickly. Handballs across to McLeod. McLeod handball straight across to Clements. Clements heads towards goals. The long kick straight in there, and this time it's marked in the back lines by the Mallee Park player. He handballs it straight on to Johncock. Johncock comes around the ring. He does a kick to the centre of the ground. That's where it's marked by Damien Kent. Damien Kent handballs it straight on. Down in the middle of where it's picked up there by Roger Johncock. He handballs it straight on to the running player. This goes on to Tim Carpenter. Tim Carpenter gets on onto his left leg, and where it's marked by Montgomery at centre half back. He's not checked. He goes on, takes one step, kicks his ball. They try to go down, and there's marked by Dick Clements. Dick Clements dodges around, gets his kick in the end, and kicks to Lewis. Lewis takes a mark, handballs back to Clements, and Clements goes back to go to Lewis, comes unstuck, and it's taken by Kent. Kent kicks the ball down, dropped by Lincoln Dudley. The ball's on the ground, picked up by Sewell. Sewell kicks the ball out, and taken very easily there by Troy Sargent. Troy Sargent goes back, goes for a run now. No one is there to check him. Handballs the ball across to Miller. Miller picks it up, fingertips. Handballs back to Sargent, which was a bad handball. Puts a player under pressure. Paul Casanova goes in, picks up the ball. This time he kicks it down. Finds Steve Milton. Steve Milton goes back for his kick. It's a long kick for Steve Milton, looking for Tony Lewis, goes over him. It's picked up by Nesbitt. Nesbitt's grabbed though, gets rid of it. Handballs it down. Lewis picks it up. He handballs back, tries to handball back to Nesbitt, but it was out of bounds, and there was a free kick back behind play, which will be taken by Lewis. Prime leads. He passes, looks for Prime, and Prime has taken the mark. Probably 25 metres out in front of goal at a slight angle. Distance will be no problem at all. Accuracy is the only problem just at this stage. It's kick 3. Same, and the goal umpire, as that's a goal to Prime, and now makes him 4 goals. Right, back to bounce the ball. Tasman still 33 points down. It's grabbed this time by Miller in the centre of the pack. He handballs it on, tries to knock it on. Picked up by Caldwell, who gets a quick kick away. Ball hits the ground, it's picked up by Mallee Park. They handball across. It's a running player. They're going down through the centre again. Oh, it's well checked there by this time, yes, Miller run into the... No, it's gone the other way. This time the umpire's taken the ball away and give it to Milton. Milton's got the free kick, got the mark anyhow. He kicks it on down. The ball's hit the front. It's picked up by Lewis, goes into an open goal on his left foot. Had plenty of time to do something there and has kicked 1 point. Could have had a chance there to look for a player. Mallee Park ready to bring the ball in. Bring it down with a long kick down the centre. Down a Tasman pack go up. It's in the pack. No one's got it kicked off the ground by the Mallee Park. It's picked up by Montgomery for Tasmans. Montgomery's got a clear run. Goes for a long kick in where Prime tries to get it, but it comes off the pack. And this time was a... And that was very, very good play. That goal from Tasman was a result of very, very quick play from Troy Sargent and resulted in Michael Casanova getting the goal. This time Tasman's going to take again through Troy Sargent. He's put the ball down. It's picked up by Rowett. Rowett with a left foot snap tries to find Michael Casanova. Michael Casanova had a quick shot for goal. He's missed it, but it's been a great mark taken down there. Taken by Troy Sargent. John Cock is trying to upset Prime, but I don't think that'll work. Sargent, he does a check side punt and he's missed it. Taz is making a bit of a run just at the present time, but they're going to have to keep it up. Mallee Park waiting to kick it in. He kicks it in. It's a wobbly kick, comes down to where Clements is. Clements comes over the pack, not picked up. Picked up by John Cock. Picked up by Clements this time. Clements with a left foot kick, looking for, no, goes astray. The ball's a long handball down to Angelo Burgoyne. Angelo Burgoyne, he tries to dodge around. He's still got the ball and he's caught. He's holding the ball. And that was very well caught. Now it's a play on. We've right very quick to kick the ball, and once again, plenty of time to have the kick there, and the Tasmans are at this stage just wasting their kicks. Very quick to pick it up, but they bring the ball in this time, and it goes to Damien Kent. Damien Kent's got the ball. He tries the handball. Oh, that was that close to Australia. I wouldn't have liked to have said. This time they got the pressure on him. It's picked up by Burgoyne, not by Burgoyne, by John Cock. John Cock, Montgomery, down through the middle of the pack. Reynolds Rowe, he tries to go to it. Oh, did bounce the other way. Goes to Lonnie Coleman. Lonnie Coleman has come on the ground. He has a shot for goal, but from practically straight and forward, he missed the kick and has kicked the point. We're now back to about, it's about 19 points separating the club now, where the kick in was taken by Steve Milton. He goes for a kick, looking for Nesbitt. Nesbitt has marked the ball. Burgoyne is trying to intrigues me sometimes. I think Joey Burgoyne, anyway, Clements has got the ball. He cut off, it's too high. He could have been gone for holding the ball. They've called play on. Steve Milton, very, very well done, Steve Milton. Steve Milton's picked up the ball again. He's kicked it away. He kicked up high. The ball hits the ground. Rowett came through with a good handball. He's handball picked up by McLeod. McLeod turns around, aims for goal, and he has kicked the goal. And it's a good goal to McLeod. Nugget comes through. He's got the ball, knocks the ball on well. And the umpire's going to bounce the ball again. This time no one took that knock. Sit back. Bob Reynolds Rowe kicks the ball, but it's really smothered. Kenny Davey kicks it off the ground. Picked up by Twiggy Colwell. Gets the ball out towards the Tasman's way. The ball's been patted on. Picked up by Tim Carbony. Tim Carbony catches the ball, but should have been a free kick there to Hamilton, who was been right over the top. Still picked up by Tasmans. Tasmans. Well, it's happened, but I don't believe it. Lonnie Coleman's got the ball. I thought there was 2 or 3 free kicks in that one before the one that was picked out. Still, he's got the ball up high. It goes right into the square, and it's been touched over the pack of the pack, and it goes through for a point. Kicked in by Seal. Seal goes for the kick down us right down to the 50-yard metre line, where well, I don't know what happened there. It's a little short pass. Where Albin Capinnery has now got the ball. And that's a goal to Alban Capinnery. Nugget gets them picked up by Michael Casanova. Michael on his left hand balls across to goes back to Steve Milton, does a turn, back to Wheatbrick. Wheatbrick with a left foot kick. He's just come on. It's gone right down to the forward line where it's marked by Prime, and Prime makes no mistakes and kicks it right out over the trees. And that was a very quick reply from Tasmans and a good goal. Right, well at this stage I think we don't take any notice of the scoreboard because none of the point score adds up there at anywhere at all. This time Wheatbrick comes through, handballed, and Casanova went through, got a free kick, the ball was flicked back and he gets a 50-metre penalty, and he could put this right into the teeth of goals. And he's had a long kick for goal, but he's missed it. Offline, through for 1 point. Though the points don't add up on the scoreboard, going by the goals and points, Tasmans are now 3 goal, 1 down. Long kick in from Marlborough Range, goes down there, was taken by Jonathan Warrior. He now goes for a kick, looking across the centre of the ground. So it's knocked on by Lewis. Lewis hits it down well. Picked up again by Mallee Park. They run the ball down through Burgoyne. Burgoyne handballs it across to Dudley. Dudley takes a bounce, running down towards goals. Aims for the goals, and Dudley puts it through for another goal to Mallee Park. Just as we approach the time on period. Okay, the umpire comes in to bounce the ball. Down it goes. This time the mark's got away by Mallee Park, picked up by Caldwell. Caldwell handballs to Lewis. Lewis across to Easton. Easton on his left leg to Casanova, who tries to take a one-handed mark. To Clements to try to take a one-handed mark. He gets back on his right leg, kicks it in deep, where a good mark's taken there by Craig McLeod, I'm sorry. Craig goes back for his kick, takes a long kick into the full forward area. Ball's knocked away, picked up by Lewis off the knock-off. The friend has a shot for goal and kicks it out of bounds on the full. Mallee Park player tries to sneak a few yards, didn't get away from umpire Eden, had to go back over his mark to take his kick. John Cock kicks the ball in. They all line up. Milton in front of the pack, goes down, picked up by McLeod. McLeod tries to push through, picked up again. Clements comes through. Clements got the ball, and this time the free kick's going to go to Mallee Park. The ball will be taken back, and it'll be taken by Angelo Burgoyne. Angelo Burgoyne goes for a short one. Looks straight to and finds he handballs straight on to a Mallee Park player out by himself. He drops the ball. Casanova tries to go straight through him, didn't quite get him. Handballs it on. This time Angelo Burgoyne back on his left leg again. Puts it down. McLeod's in front, and not McLeod, I'm sorry. Montgomery takes a good mark. D. Montgomery goes back for his kick. He takes his kick, kicks it up. They've called. Steve Milton's in front, but could have been only played to the Mallee Park player. Holding the ball's been called, and this will be taken by Casanova. Casanova plays on real quick to Easton. Handballs to Easton. Colwell's got the mark. He kicks it on, kicks it straight on, and this time Prime leads out real well and takes the ball on his chest. Prime was already at this stage kicked 5. He's lining up the goals. Distance won't be a problem. Oh, it's a little bit offline. It goes through. Down comes the Tasman player, comes down off the middle of the pack. Still not in, and it is pushed through by the Mallee Park player for 1 point. Tasman's now, by the goals on the board, are 25 points down. Kick out goes down the bottom flank where it's taken by Lincoln Dudley. Goes around, kicks it on. Picked up by Kenny Davey. Kenny Davey puts on his right leg, kicks to the middle of the ground. Picked up one-handed. Kick down, Little tries to get it. He's pushed over by Hamilton. Hamilton gets around him real well. Hamilton still gets on the top, and this will be a bounce by the umpire. Umpire comes down and bounces the ball in the Mallee Park centre half forward area. Hamilton had to go up against it, picked down there, picked up by Montgomery, missed it, picked up, it's not picked up, it's pushed down, kicked off the ground by Mallee Park, goes down in their forward pocket. Ball runs back towards their flank. Knocked on again by Pickett, still knocked on, and now it's gone over bounds down on the forward flank for Mallee Park. The ball's thrown in, Montgomery goes for it against, it's flicked out by Mallee Park. Reynolds Rose in there. No, it's not. It's... Sorry, I couldn't see who that was. Milton tries to come through. Picks up the ball. Shrugs off a tackle. Goes through. Handballs down to Searle. Searle's got the ball. Kicks it on to Michael Casanova. Michael Casanova takes on. Well taken out by Weabrick, the other player coming through. And a brilliant mark there to Dickie Clements on the forward flank. Picks it up, plays straight on. It's called play on by the umpire. Handballs it back to Weabrick. Comes unstuck. Weabrick's got the ball, drops the ball, goes down through to Carvany. Carvany straight through. Mallee Park drops the ball, scoops it off. And like no one can tell me they're not throws as they scooped off the ground. Nesbitt goes through, misses the ball, goes down through, picked up by Montgomery. Montgomery's got it now. Handballs across to Lewis. Lewis is across to Searle. Searle with his left leg. Passes it straight through to Easton. Easton doesn't hold the ball. Hits the ground. Picked up by Roger Johncock. Straight back through the pack again. Little tries to get the ball, and this time it's a free kick to Tasmans. Will go to Dean Montgomery, who was interfered with by Pickett. Goes back for his kick. Kicks it down to the centre of the ground to Weebricks. Weebricks up and high, and a good mark to Weebrick. He goes back for his kick, and he's taken a good high mark. He now goes for a pass through. Oh, come unstuck. It's picked up by Louis on his left leg. Handballs across. Picked up by Milton again. Milton straight down the middle of the ground and kicks it to Dickie Clements, who takes the mark at the centre half forward position. Went to have a kick, but now he's gone back for his kick. And he goes for a short kick past to Prime, and Prime has marked the ball. Mallee Park supporters not real happy with that, but it was definitely a mark. Once again, distance won't be a problem. Oh, now the pressure's on. Pressure's on Prime now. He lines it up. Goes for the kick. The accuracy is there, and he's kicked the goal. And that's a very needed goal by Tasmans. Right, the Tasmans have gone straight into attack. Milton comes around. He's got the ball. Aims for the goals. Sets it up, and there's a goal to Tasmans. Tasmans now 13 points down. And that's in the first 30 seconds. Bounce the ball again. Bounce it up. Up goes Miller. Puts it down. Penn picks it up. Tries to handballs along the ground. Goes it up. Picked up by Reynolds Road. Stops the ball. Breaks in from the centre. Shane Dudley goes through with the ball. Handballs it on to Pickett. Pickett goes for a long kick. The boys run through. The ball bounces through for a very lucky goal to Pickett. And they come again. The ball's bounced. There was a quick reply. Picked up by Miller off the handballs, and it's marked by Rowett. He handballs it straight on to Troy Sargent. Sargent handballs it on to Clements. Clements hits it across to... oh, that could have been a scoop out once again. But it's picked up by Nesbitt. Nesbitt aims for the goals. Hits down. Prime goes out after it, and Prime takes the mark. Tasmans are probably fairly lucky there to get out of that. Prime lies it up. Has 6. And it's a long umpire goal. Umpire has not moved, and that's another goal to Tasmans.
Goal from Tasmans.
All right, the ball's bounced again. Tasmans had a quick reply. There's been 3 goals kicked already in this quarter in approximately 1.5 minutes of time. The ball bounces down. Hit across by Pickett. Thrust to Joe Burgon. Joe Burgon throws it straight onto his leg, and it's marks taken by Marcus Little. Little's kicked 4 at this stage for the day, so he's been pretty well held by Hamilton. Goes in for his kick. And once again, the umpire doesn't move, and that's another goal to Mallee Park. And this stage have picked 2 each. Okay, they come in to bounce the ball. The umpire bounces the ball. It's about an even knocks, picked up by Nisbet. Nisbet's come out, handballs to Reynolds Road. Reynolds Road kicks it into the pack. Montgomery thumps it forward for Tasmans. Comes up over the fence. It's down again. Casanova tries to go through with the ball. Picked up by Casanova from a throw and it's marked in the fence there by Mallee Park, which is David Dudley. David Dudley kicks it down to the forward pocket. He's picked up there by Mallee Park. Handballed on. Oh, that's another very quick handball. Picked up by Tim Carbony. Tim Carbony goes through the pack, kicks it up to Damien Kent. But it's picked up by the Tasman player. And Burgoyne is holding the... Burgoyne was actually in control of that ball, but still, this umpire's given. There's nothing we can do about that now. He's taking his time. No, he called for a short. He's calling from short. Now he's decided to go in long. And too many Tasmans up there. They're down on the ground. It's picked up by... No, it's all the umpire's calling play on. Flicked it out, and just as he flicked it out, the umpire has taken the ball to bounce it. Bounce it at just the side of the 10-yard square, 10-metre square. Up goes Pickett high. Picked up by Little. Little tries to... thumped on by Pickett. And it's thumped through for a point. That now puts Mallee Park 20 points up. Sill's got the ball to kick in. He's going to kick on the top side. He goes for a kick. Reynolds Road sets himself. He goes up in front of the pack. Umpire calls play on. It's actually knocked out of his hands. They're still battling along for it. Picked up very quickly. Kicked the Kenny Davey. Kenny Davey has a shot for goal, and Kenny Davey has kicked the goal. Okay, the ball's bounced again. Ball comes back. This time it's just a little tap from Miller. Comes out of the pack. It's still on the ground. Nisbet picks it up. He's being held, and the umpire's going to take the ball and rebounce it. Umpire comes in, bounces the ball. It's a good bounce. Try to be grabbed from behind, and this time Miller will take the free kick, being attacked from behind. Miller goes back for the kick. It's a kick straight out to Sarge. Sargent takes the mark. He's on the... And it could have been nearly marked there to Prime, who just happened to miss it. Kicks off the ground. Clements goes through, tries to pick up the ball. The ball still pushed forward, and that was definitely a throw. And this time, Paul Casanova will take the kick. Paul Verdoggen kick this high. Kicks it, puts it in high to Prime. They all aim for it. It comes down off ground. Nesbitt picked up by Rudd. Rudd mishandballs. Picked it up again. Gives it across to... Now it's picked up by Stephen Milton, who hooks a goal. Well played, Stephen Milton. Ball has been All right, we're back to centre again. Ready to bounce the ball. Miller still in ruck. The ball goes down. Up goes Miller. And this time it's not back by anyone. It's picked up by Nesbitt. Nesbitt's got over the ball. He's still got the ball. Now he tries to get out. He's handballed it out. It's picked up by Miller. Kicked off the ground. Picked up by Lewis. Lewis handballs it back. Picked up by Sargent. Sargent pushes it through well. As it kicks it up high. Prime sets himself. Comes off hand. Picked up by Caldwell. Caldwell kicks it off the ground. It's heading down towards the goal. And it's gone through, and it's bounced through for a goal. Right, Tasmans are now moving in 14 points. Ball's bounced again. Up they go. This time Mallee Park gets the knock, throws it on his leg, throws it around. Seal props the ball. Picked up by Reynolds Rowe. Reynolds Rowe handballs it out to Nesbitt. Nesbitt handballs it through to Dean Montgomery coming through. Dean Montgomery takes plenty of time. Kicks it long and kicks it out of bounds on the full. Roger Johncock got the ball. He goes for a short one. He kicks the ball. This time picked up by Milton, who handballed to Sargent. Sargent kicks a long kick in and has kicked a point. Tasmans now come to win 13 points. From the kick in, it's packed, and this time the pass come unstuck, and Paul Casanova's taken the mark. He'd be 40 yards in front. He's gone for a short pass to Steve Milton, and Steve Milton's got the ball, and he'd probably be no more than 25 metres out in front. Steve's already kicked 3, and this is a very important goal, Stephen. Steve comes in, lines up the shot, has a shot, takes it, and he's missed it. That was a very hot. Tasmans are now 2 straight goals down. Mallee Park, this time he goes for a long torpedo straight down the middle of the ground. Miller was being pushed out of it. Clements goes through, sits on the ball, and the umpire is going to bounce it just inside the square. Goes up and bounces it. Miller goes high. It's picked up by Mallee Park. It's cleared away to Joey Burgoyne. Joey Burgoyne kicks it long. Little. It's kicked on well. This time picked up by Lincoln Dudley. Lincoln Dudley turns around and he makes no mistake and kicks the goal. Okay, we're back to 3 goals. The ball's come down. Miller comes in against, and this time Miller gets it. But it's picked up by Burgoyne. Dropped by Burgoyne. Tim Carvey takes it out. This time he gets the kick away. Kicks it down long. Montgomery ties up. Comes over the back. Picked up by number 15 for Mallee Park, who goes through and kicks a goal, and that was Alvin Centenary. That now puts Mallee Park. Okay, down the ball goes. Weebrick's in ruck. He got the knock. Joey Burgoyne's gone back into the back pocket somewhere, back flank. He got the ball away. He handballs it on. The ball's gone down. Little slips. The backs comes through. Easton comes through. Handballs it down. Handball goes astray. Picked up. Blocked again by Easton. Little's got the ball. He clicks it out. Left foot kick pass. And the mark is taken by Kenny Davey. Kenny Davey goes for the kick. The accuracy is there, and suddenly Tasmans are 5 goals down. Back to the centre of the ground, the umpire bounces the ball. Tasmans have got to do a bit from here. No one gets that knock away. Hit there forward. Michael Casanova puts it on his leg and kicks it forward, and a good mark taken down there by Dick Clements. Dick goes back for his kick. Kicks it in long into the forward lines. Prime sets himself in front, and the ball comes off hand. Prime has hurt himself. He jumps up. Mallee Park playing around the ball, handballing it backwards and forwards. And the mark has been taken by the Mallee Park player, which is Angelo Burgoyne. He goes for a left foot kick down the middle of the ground, and from the back has a good mark taken by Weebrick. He goes with a long kick right down the prime. Prime up, but doesn't hold it ball. The ball comes down off ground again. It comes out. Michael Casanova comes through hard. Joey Burgoyne goes to pick it up. This time Prime picked up the ball, plays on very quickly, given advantage, and Prime goes on and kicks a goal, and Tasman's Sutton back to 4 goals. All right, the ball's back at the centre. Umpire bounces the ball. Webrick goes up, gets the knock, puts it down, and hits the player. Kenny Davey gets up, throws it out. Lincoln Dudley goes away with it, kicks it down the bottom side. Hamilton goes straight through, handballs it down on the ground to get away from trouble. Doesn't go anywhere. It's back to Lincoln Dudley. Lincoln Dudley has a shot for goal, and he kicks another goal, and suddenly Tasmans find themselves 5 goals down once again. Right, back to the centre again. The first 18 minutes has been 12 goals kicked in this quarter. The ball goes down. It's hit away by Montgomery to Casanova. Casanova to Troy Sargent. Troy Sargent kicks it in long. Comes up over the pack. Knocked up by the big fella. He gets it to Miller. Miller has been pinged for holding the ball. He goes for the long one. Paul Casanova behind Georgie Burgoyne. That's a throw. Joey Burgoyne didn't even argue with that. If he gets away with it, great. If he get caught, he didn't argue. The ball goes in long, but there's no Tasmans back there. It's picked up by Clements. Clements puts it down on his boot. Nugget kicks it off the ground, and he has kicked the goal. Socket that one off the ground, rolled around the goal post. Okay, back to the centre again. Tasman's back to the 4 goals. Ball goes down. Webrick comes in, goes unattested, picked up by McLeod, and there'll be a free kick against Kenny Davey, and it'll be taken by Nesbitt. He goes in with a long kick. Prime comes from behind, doesn't hold it, comes down. All Mallee Park at this stage. They were down on the ground. They handball it out. Roger John Cock belts it down. Bob Reynolds Ray gets under it, and it could have been nearly a good mark to Reynolds Ray. And this time it'll be a free kick to the Tasman, to Lawrence Sewell. Sewell's got the ball. Goes with his left leg down. Clements stumbles, but still marks the ball. He's now got a clear run. He goes for a pass. Passes the ball to Prime. Prime picks it up off the ground. He's met heavily. He's picked up the ball, though. He's still going. Gets it across. Handballs are true, but Jonathan Warrior came through and took it away. And now and he's been well grabbed by Michael Casanova. Oh, and he's brought that unstuck by kicking it straight into the player. And he goes and kicks it out of bounds, and it'll be a throw in. Good bit of work come unstuck there when he kicked into the man. Ball's thrown in. This time Webrick's pushed out of it. Got by Nesbitt. He kicks it down. Picked up by his brother, Michael Casanova. Michael Casanova goes onto his left leg. Kicks it long. And the ball runs out of bounds down on Tasman's forward flank. Ball's thrown in. All in there battling. The ball comes out to McLeod. McLeod handballs it to Easton. No, to Coldwell. Coldwell with a big long kick offline and kicks 1 point. The ball's been kicked out. Burgoyne's got the ball. But he tries to shrug off a player. He does. He has a bounce around. Kicks it long down the centre forward. But there, Reynolds Rowe puts his fist up. He belts it away. Picked up. Oh, and it's dropped by... and it's too high. And a free kick has to go to Montgomery, who was grabbed too high. It's kicked down the centre. The pack flies up, comes beyond pack, picked up by Angelo Burgoyne, puts it onto his left leg. kicks it up once again. The ball hits the ground, flicked up. Searle sets himself, and Searle takes a good mark under pressure in front of Pickett. Searle goes on, kicks it down the bottom. Dickie Clements over the top, doesn't hold the mark, puts it down on the ground. Kenny Davey picks it up, handballs it to Terry Miller. Terry Miller gets hold of it, handballs it out to Shane Dudley. Shane Dudley sets himself, goes onto his left leg, has a shot for goal, and has kicked a goal. Right, back to the centre. The ball goes down. Mallee Park get the hit away. Went to Damien Kent. Damien Kent with a long kick down to the forward lines. Dean Montgomery wins out. Handballs are straight through. Grabbed by Little. Little swung off the ball. Goes down. And there's been caught back behind play. And Little has been pinged. And Montgomery gets the kick. It's a long kick in. Picked up by Steve Milton. Steve Milton across to Casanova. Casanova, a long kick down the full forward where it's marked down on the forward lines where it's marked by Prime. Prime's about 45 yards out. He's going to go for a long kick. He goes for a scream of it. Got plenty of distance, but has kicked it out of bounds on the full. We're approaching, nearly approaching time on. And so far in this quarter, there's been 14 goals kicked. Jerry Burgoyne goes to mark the ball, drops it, tries to shrug off, and would be gone for holding the ball. And Paul Casanova has got the kick. Paul puts a long one in. They'll set himself. Dickie Clements come over the top of the pack and spoiled his own man. Tasmans now, just as we not quite in the time on. Once again, they come out here to Burgoyne, but this time it's pushed off by Milton. Milton tries to go through the pack. He's still put in there. He's picked up. It's a throw out by the Mallee Park. There's another throw out by Mallee Park. And this time it was checked out by Montgomery. Montgomery back to Nisbet. Nisbet falls over. He handballs it out to Searle. Searle can't quite hold the ball. It's taken away by Damien Kent. Damien Kent handballs to Kenny Davey. Kenny Davey kicks the ball down. Up over the pack it goes. The ball hits the ground. Mallee Park still chasing out in front of us. Chased by Easton. Easton can't quite catch Lonnie Coleman, and Lonnie Coleman runs in and kicks a point. There's now 5 goals the difference. Kick out by Hamilton goes to Craig McLeod. Craig McLeod comes around on his right foot, has a shot, kicks it to Nisbet. Nisbet takes the mark on his knees. He plays straight on. He's looking for Montgomery. Montgomery takes the mark. He handballs straight out to Searle. Searle gets on the first bounce. He aims it up, kicks it down. Where Caldwell takes it on his chest and then drops it. Recovers quickly. Back to Searle. Searle with the left foot snap across, and Lewis is pushed out of it. Put down on the ground. Some very intermediate mistakes here by Mallee Park, but they seem to get out of it all the time. And there was a dummy sold, and the ball goes right down on the Mallee Park forward lines. Ball's hit the ground, still on the ground, throw up again. Tasman boys are not giving up down there. Pickett's got the ball, he throws it out. Still on this, Lewis picks it up. He tries to kick it off the ground and misses. The player on the ground, it's now gone to Lonnie Coleman, and Lonnie Coleman kicks the goal to put Mallee Park's. Okay, we're in the time on, and so far it's been a 15-goal quarter. There's a few minutes left to go yet. The ball goes down, thumped away by Wheatbrick. Down to centre half forward for Tasmans. Mallee Park get away with it. They've cleared it out. Back to Lonnie Coleman. Lonnie Coleman to Joe Burgoyne. Joe Burgoyne handballs it on to Jonathan Warrior, who pushes it across. and the ball's up in the forward lines for Mallee Park. It was picked up by Kenny Davey. Kenny Davies grabbed, Little gets the ball, he kicks it off the ground and is pushed through for 1 point by Reynolds Rowe. Hamilton kicks in again. This time it was Seal kicked that in. It's picked up by Tasmans. Tasmans go forward and to Weebrick. Weebrick's got the ball. He dodges around, slips over. Handballs across to Steve Lewis. Steve Lewis puts the ball down, kicks it off the ground. Picked up by Easton. Easton runs around, has a bounce onto his left leg, kicks it around his body. The ball comes down on the forward line. Prime's after it. Jack Johncock's there. Prime kicks off, and Prime picked up real well. He's been tackled. He's brought down on the ground, and he's been pinged for holding the ball. Mallee Park play on. Joey Burgon got the ball. He's nearly caught. He's still there with the ball. He still comes through with the ball, and this time, oh, he still shrugged it off. And there he goes through, and he kicks the ball down. The ball hits the ground, picked up by Tim Carpenter. Tim Carpenter runs down towards an open goal, puts in a long kick, and it's another goal to Tim Carpenter. Okay, we're on the 6 minutes, at least 6 minutes in the time on. The ball goes down, up goes the ruck again. This time it's won by Mallee Park. He handballs it out, picked up by Lincoln Dudley. Lincoln Dudley throws it straight on his leg, and it's marked down in the forward flank by Mallee Park. They go straight in, where Lonnie Coleman picks up the ball. Lonnie Coleman dodges around his play, goes for a long kick for a little fella, and he's offline and through for 1 point. Kick out and goes straight to Jonathan Warrior. He's taken plenty of time over this kick, Warrior. Puts in a long, funny looking kick, but in high. And Little has taken the mark. Kick forward a 3/4 time. I don't think he's kicked one in this quarter, so he's been well held actually by Hamilton. And it's another goal to Mallee Park. They go to 28 goals 18, the Tasmans 20 goals 17. Okay, we're back to the centre bounce again. Going to need some lights very shortly. The ball's bounced. This time the big thump goes to Weebrick. Smith at this stage is picked up by Paul Casanova, goes onto his left leg. He takes one bounce. He's been caught, no handballs across to Craig McLeod. Craig McLeod puts it in, hits the ground, and the ball's on the ground. No one seems to be able to grab a hold of it. And it's ripped out by Mallee Park. Craig McLeod's in there fighting for it. Still on the ground. Craig gets it out. Now goes to Mallee Park. Mallee Park hits it out to Joe Burgon standing on his own. Joey now takes one bounce through the pack. He has a kick, puts it down, and Mark wasn't held by Tasmans. Kicked off the ground. Run into suppliers, picked up by Montgomery. Montgomery has plenty of time. He has a look. Has a long kick. Comes down to Steve Milton. Steve Milton takes the mark, unattested. The Mallee Park boys weren't too keen on going there and meeting that player head on. From the resulting kick, it was marked by Miller, who's directly in front, approximately 30 metres out. And with his kicking action, he has kicked the goal, and that now makes Tasmans 21 goals 17 to Mallee Park 28 goal 18. Right, back to the centre. Down we go again. Ball's kick this time knocked down by Weebrick to McLeod. McLeod got the ball away. Picked up by Prime to Clements, and Clements kicked it into an open goal. It's another goal to Tasmans. They now go to 22 goals 17 to Mallee Park 29 goals 18. Right, from the rebounding, picked up again by McLeod. McLeod handballs it straight across, down to Casanova. Casanova tried to keep the run of it going. Didn't work out. He gets a nudge in the back. He knocks the ball out. It's picked up, knocked out again. Picked up by Carbony for Mallee Park. It goes down to Lewis. Lewis goes in, uses his body. Carbony still got it. He handballs it out again. The players are getting very tired. It's picked up by Jonathan Warrior. He kicks it down and it's marked by Lincoln Dudley. Lincoln Dudley handballs across to Joe Burgoyne. Joe Burgoyne throws it on his right leg. And there it's marked by Little. And it's been a free kick to Tasmans. And Mr. Little is not very happy about it. Taken by Nisbet, the resulting free kick. He kicks it across. He's looking for Milton. Steve Milton takes the ball. He recovers quickly. Hands ball straight on. Ball goes astray. Picked up by Mallee Park. They handball through Lonnie Coleman. Lonnie Coleman across to... Lonnie Coleman was across to Damien Kent, who put it through to Lincoln Dudley. Lincoln Dudley got into trouble. He tried to turn out of trouble. And it's been marked on the back lines by Sill. Sill puts the ball out wide and bounces just inside and comes for a throw-in. From the throw-in, Mallee Park under attack. They've got the ball. They handball it back to Shane Dudley. Shane Dudley to Joe Burgoyne. Joe Burgoyne tried to dodge us around. He handballs it out. It's picked up by Lonnie Coleman. Lonnie Coleman on his leg. He has a shot, but he kicks out of bounds on the full. That's the siren. And the final scores is 29 goal 18 to Mallee Park to 22 goal 17 to Tasmans.